All right, let's get into discussing content across the marketing funnel. The traditional funnel includes awareness, consideration, and conversion, but the messy middle, as we discussed, shows that buyers often loop back and forth between exploring and evaluating. Your content strategy has to support every stage of the funnel, answering questions and building trust wherever the customer is. A strong content strategy doesn't end with the purchase. Post-sale content can also help customers get value, stay loyal, and spread the word. It turns one-time buyers into repeat customers and repeat customers into advocates. Think onboarding, loyalty rewards, and customer storytelling. So let's talk about the content for the awareness stage. The purpose of content in the awareness stage is to build brand recognition and to help companies reach new audiences. Content types could include short form videos, memes, infographics, or quick posts, and even influencer shout outs or shot outs, as I have apparently not able to spell. The key idea here is that you want to make people aware that you exist in the awareness stage. That's what it's all about, gaining awareness. For Nike, if we want to go back to our Nike example from earlier, in the awareness stage, Nike might include Instagram Reels with viral athlete challenges. This gets a broad reach, gets lots of people in there who may not have been interested in Nike. I doubt there's a whole lot of people who haven't heard of Nike, but it might get them into the consideration set and make them a little bit more aware of some of the products out there. In terms of content for the consideration stage, the purpose is to build trust, enable evaluations, show value, and educate the customers. Content types here could include things like blogs and articles, long-form case studies, YouTube videos, and how-to guides, as well as podcast and training resources. Here, it's all about helping the audience evaluate options. Nike's example might be a blog post on how to choose the right running shoe with product links, or they could even do a longer YouTube video on the same topic. During the messy middle, the purpose of your content should be to provide customers with the information they need for comparison shopping. Here again, you're going to be looking at things like case studies and testimonials, customer reviews and user-generated content, as well as side-by-side comparisons. Remember, the messy middle is that in-between zone where customers loop between researching and comparing options. The key message here is about providing reassurance, reducing doubt, and highlighting credibility. Nike might choose to highlight some of its customer reviews via video on their Nike.com website, or they might even include YouTube athlete testimonials. Finally, in the purchase stage, the content is all about removing doubt, driving action. You can do this with things like free trials, testimonials, and even product demonstrations. At the bottom of the funnel, customers need reassurance and a reason to act now. So this is what your content should be focusing on, giving customers a reason to act now. In summary, successful content is all about the right format, meeting the right channel for the right audience at the right moment. In addition to having the right content, we also need to be able to identify content gaps. Content gaps are essentially understanding where your content is strong and where are we missing opportunities. Some examples might be that you have lots of awareness content in the form of small social post or micro post, but little decision stage content like case studies or testimonials. You might have great blogs, which have lots of depth, but no short form content that expands its reach. And then you might have content that's made for one persona in particular, but missing content for others. The key takeaway here is that gaps are areas where you're probably missing conversions or you're wasting content. You need to use personas, journey, and content types together to help find gaps. For personas, are all your key audience segments representative? For the journey, do you have content at every stage of the funnel for each of the personas? And for content types, are you balancing long and short content, text versus video content, and social versus website content. Today, we explored those different types of content, personas, and the journey stages. And we talked about how the three of those things can interact to make sure that you have a very good content marketing plan and strategy in place. Be sure to look at those things when you consider your business's content strategy.